There are so many astounding stories in CSISD. People who overcome significant obstacles but still go on to do amazing things. We would just like to say thanks to each and every one of you for doing and being astounding people in our district.
You have no idea how much you inspire your students, and I encourage each and every one of you to get ready to be astounding this year and to help others astound as well.
Now, speaking of astounding, I think there's someone we still might need to hear from.
And it is now my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Coulson, to the stage. It's your turn to be astounding.
You know, there's just something about people and organizations that overcome great odds in order to get great results. We've seen examples today of real people in CSISD doing really astounding things with their life. I wonder if Chris Caesar and his family, I guess we could ask Ms. McPherson, I wonder if Chris Caesar and his family, while they were being bused across Texas from New Orleans to Houston to Dallas to College Station, ever dreamed that Chris would get an athletic scholarship to West Texas A&M in Canyon, Texas. Or if Betty Helfelt's parents ever dreamed she'd have a master's degree and be an expert in literacy. I love the story of Anthony Robles, the Arizona State University student athlete that won the collegiate national championship in wrestling. Here's a man who was born with only one leg, who practiced, lifted weights, and worked hard to be the best wrestler in college in his weight class. Anthony's story would be pretty amazing if he had just been on the wrestling team, but for him to actually win the national championship is astounding. Now there are some out there who say that Anthony actually has an advantage because his missing leg gives his opponents less to hold on to and grab. There may be some truth to that, but for me, his accomplishment is really astounding. Even if he did have an advantage, which I don't believe he did, he used his circumstance to his advantage and he accomplished astounding things. He took an apparent disadvantage and turned it into a national championship. I think the message for us is simple. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, whatever circumstance you are in, take the skills and expertise you have and overcome whatever obstacles are in front of you. For Chris Caesar, Betty Helfelt, Laura Harding, and Scott Ireland, those obstacles were obvious. Yet in each case, through hard work, training, dedication, and persistence, commitment to a vision of success, and through a belief that reaching dreams can be a reality, each one of these people has accomplished much professionally and personally. And I know they believe they have much more to accomplish. More than any other year, many of you have been put in new situations in College Station ISD. You're at a new campus, or you're teaching a new subject, or you're at a new grade level, or all three. Or you're driving a new bus route, you're cleaning a different school, you're serving lunch at a different place. Or you may be exactly where you've always been, but you're surrounded by new people. Whatever your situation, I challenge you to overcome whatever obstacles are in your path. And like the others you've heard from today, be astounding. And while some obstacles are apparent for you and me and CSISD, like hurricanes, like poverty, like budgets, like disabilities, some obstacles can't be seen. The obstacles of fear, uncertainty, lack of inspiration can get in our way just as easily as the obstacles we can see. Sometimes you just have to step out on a limb, you have to take chances to overcome your fears, and you have to, despite the odds, move forward. What we know is you and I cannot be astounding by being satisfied with the status quo. To be astounding oftentimes means you have to take chances. Was it a risk for Scott Ireland to commit to such a lofty goal? A marathon? Sure. Was it a risk for Chris Caesar's family to settle in College Station after fleeing New Orleans? Sure. Wouldn't it have been easier to set up life somewhere that they knew? It would have been. But it's difficult to be astounding without having the willingness to take chances. You know, I love this video about to show of Maurice Cheeks and Natalie Gilbert because for me, it epitomizes the rewards of taking chances and taking initiative.
And now to honor America and salute the men and women serving our country with our national anthem. Please welcome, as voted by you, the fans, our winner of the Toyota Get the Feeling of a Star promotion, Natalie Gilbert.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the stars and stars? Stars like fast gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glad and yea, proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I love that video. You may have seen it before, but you know, Coach Cheeks did not have to walk out to Natalie Gilbert and help her. Nobody else did. He's the head coach of a professional basketball team. Honestly, he probably wasn't thinking about the national anthem. They do that every game. He didn't have to do that. No one would have said anything to him had he not gone out there. He could have simply stayed on the bench and watched Natalie stumble. That's what everyone else was doing. But he saw Natalie struggling, and he walked out. First thing he did is put his arm around her, and he helped her sing the national anthem. Nobody else did it. The astounding thing to me is that Coach Cheeks helped someone sing a song, yet he can't sing. Right? He didn't say to himself, you know, someone who can sing really needs to go help this young lady. She's struggling. Nope. He calmly stepped in and led an entire auditorium in the Star-Spangled Banner. Yet he can't conduct a choir. Did you see how he was moving his hands? He didn't know what he was doing. I'm not even sure Mo Cheeks has any rhythm. Yet he didn't let his fear or even his lack of musical ability stop him from helping Natalie succeed. He had the whole place singing the national anthem. Don Nelson, that other coach, I'm pretty sure he's not a singer either. He was even singing. And yet, Mo Cheeks can't sing. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say. To be astounding, we have to go the extra mile. We have to be willing to take some calculated chances, and we must be the one willing to walk over to our students or our colleagues, put our arm around them, and help them succeed. One of the things I love about Maurice Cheeks in the video is that he did not sing the anthem for Natalie. In fact, he twice pushed the microphone up into her face. He stood by her, he coached her, he was singing in the background, he helped her, but he came alongside her. He didn't do the work for her. And as I have thought about the folks that have spoken here today, I am struck by the fact that each one is astounding in their own right. Their skill, determination, persistence, training, commitment to a purpose, and discipline has led them to be astounding. However, none of them became astounding overnight. It was not one single event that set these folks apart from others. It wasn't one moment of greatness. It was not a lightning strike that made each of these folks who they are today. It was hard work over time. I love the Chris Caesar video when he's talking about Coach Frazier. He said he wouldn't let me quit. He wouldn't let me quit. It was over time. It was discipline over time. It was going the extra mile, mile and mile again. And let's face it, it would be a great story had Scott Ireland simply stopped smoking. But for him to go on and run these ultra races is astounding. It would be a great story if Laura Harding graduated from high school, but for her to go on to specialized training, earn money through raising the steers for her college education, and stand up in front of 1,500 people and speak with poise and confidence is astounding. Considering what Chris and his family went through, it would be great if Chris simply would have graduated from high school, but for him to get a scholarship and want to pursue a degree in criminal justice is astounding. For Betty Helfelt to be a high school and college graduate would be amazing, but for her to be an expert in literacy and be a reading specialist is truly astounding. Most often, to really be astounding takes time, commitment, purpose, and determination. I challenge you to be astounding this year, both professionally and personally. Despite what others might be thinking, despite your circumstances, and despite whatever obstacles, either seen or unseen, that might be in your way, let's be like Laura Harding. Let's be like Betty Helfelt. Let's be like Scott Ireland and Chris Caesar. Let's be astounding in the work that we do. Always thankful when I come together for these and I see you, because you are the boots on the ground for College Station ISD. And for us to be astounding, you have to be astounding. You have to overcome whatever obstacles are in your way. As you exit today, I'm going to ask Jeremy Peruli, and Jeremy, come on back up, to continue playing. And as you exit today and as you have conversations, I hope you look for the astounding things going on in your school and in your life, and I challenge you to be astounding this year. As Jeremy plays, you are dismissed. Have a great year. Thank you.